What would happen if your community's most powerful HOA leader tried to wield her influence beyond boundaries by using a master key to step inside your home only to discover she'd walked straight into a trap? Brace yourself for a tale of courage, planning, and poetic justice. If you enjoy stories like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment so we can keep bringing you more interesting stories. Now, let's move straight into today's story. When I had moved into his brand new suburban home, he expected peaceful mornings and polite smiles. What he didn't expect was to endure a relentless HOA leader, a man equipped with a self-appointed air of authority and an arsenal of rules at her fingertips. At first, she seemed harmless. She criticized the color of his front door, complained about his recycling bin placement, and lectured him about trimming his hedges. Annoying, but tolerable. That changed when packages started disappearing, and Ahad began noticing odd details. Lights on when he hadn't left them. The faint sound of his door unlocking when no one should have been inside. One afternoon, his smart security system confirmed his suspicion. At 3 p.m. sharp, while he was still at work, the system recorded his front door unlocking. On the live feed, there she was, Mrs. Zaman, stepping into his living room using a key he didn't even know existed. A master key, the HOA swore, was only for emergencies. Shock quickly turned into determination. Ahad could have confronted her directly, but he knew that's what she wanted, a public fight, something she could twist into making him the villain. Instead, he called the police and quietly prepared a trap. That evening, he attended the HOA meeting as usual. Mrs. Zaman strutted in with her usual pride, lecturing residents about lawn heights and driveway cleaning. Ahad listened patiently, all while finalizing details with the authorities. The very next afternoon, Mrs. Zaman made her move again. Using the master key, she marched up his porch and pushed the door open, expecting to stroll in unnoticed. But the moment she turned the handle, a silent alarm triggered. Within minutes, police officers surrounded the house. As she stepped inside, expecting control, she was met with flashing badges. Her face drained of color as officers read her rights. The neighborhood's queen of control stood frozen, caught red-handed in the very act she thought she could get away with. Outside, neighbors gathered, whispering in disbelief. Some filmed on their phones, others shook their heads in silence. The woman who once dictated the shade of their mailbox paint now stood embarrassed before them all. Ahad didn't shout. He didn't humiliate her further. He let the law speak. By the end of the week, Mrs. Zaman had resigned from her position on the HOA board. Her reign of intimidation was over, not because Ahad fought her with anger, but because he fought her with patience, evidence, and the system she thought she controlled. From that day forward, neighbors treated Ahad with respect not only because he stood up for himself, but because he proved that real power lies in calm strategy, not arrogance. And the story of Mrs. Zaman's downfall became a quiet reminder that privacy, dignity, and justice are not privileges, they're rights.